In a few minutes.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the 2021 Heartwarming Party. It is our 13th year as we work to raise funds for the Ronald McDonald House of Northwest Ohio. I am coming to you virtually from the WTOL newsroom tonight, and I know Chad is also joining us. He is the executive director of the Ronald McDonald House of Northwest Ohio, and he's joining us right from the house tonight.
Melissa, hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so glad to see you. It's been such a long time, and even though virtually, and get a look inside the house as well tonight.
That's right. Well, I was thinking back today, just about 13 years, and when this all started, you and I were together back then. We've certainly appreciated you along for the ride the entire time. We've had a lot of fun. Certainly, we've heard a lot of great stories from families, and that'll be the same tonight. We've opened a new house during that time, so thank yous are never enough. But first and foremost, Melissa, thank you for being along for the ride. We're certainly appreciative of your time and your efforts. But I also want to recognize some other folks. We had a great committee this year, small but mighty. One thing that virtual has taught us that we still need the committee, but we need some dedicated folks to just do a good job. And both Brandon Rodriguez and Jill Smith have just been with us since the beginning. I know when I've come to those meetings along the way, they've just been energized and put some great things together that you're going to see today. In addition to that, our staff, Michelle Grabetsky, our development director, Kayleen Jersky, Adam Simpson has really helped us push the marketing. But also, in addition, we've had to really work to get some silent auction items. And again, we've done a great job. And folks like Linda Emsch and Katie Schuler have just done a great job. And then last but certainly not least, our board of directors. Our board of directors has just done an incredible outreach for this event and securing the things that we need. So thank you to all those folks and so many more. I'm honored to be here with you, Melissa, tonight.
Great to hear from you, Chad. We're really looking forward to spending the next hour or so together. Ronald McDonald House, as Chad mentioned, I was looking for a way to get involved in the Toledo community about 13 years ago and met up with Chad. And I just really loved the mission of the Ronald McDonald House because it's usually a family's worst day when they have to come see us at the house because a medical issue arises with their child and they need to seek care and a place to stay so they can be close to their child. And one of the things that I love so much about the Ronald McDonald House is the togetherness that families can have when they are staying in the house and eating those meals together that are a lot of times prepared by the volunteers or maybe they're donated. So I just think it's such a needed place, a home away from home, as we call it. And as Chad mentioned, it's just grown and grown and grown so much under his leadership and the board of directors that have continued on for so many years. And as he mentioned as well, we have some great silent auction items. If you haven't done already, you'd like to click on view items so you can look at these packages we have up for auction tonight. And we've got some really great ones. Number 100 is the Best of Trader Joe's. It's more than $100 worth of items. Number 102 is Island Life, put in Bay Basket. That's got gift cards to some of those amazing restaurants on the island so you can enjoy those, hopefully once we see that warmer weather again. Number 104 is the Golf package. That is golf at the Legacy and Catawba Island Club. There's also some really great dinner gift cards in there, so that's a great one as well. And then who does not love the Yeti cooler? We have package number 106. That's a Harvest Red Yeti cooler. So you can click on that. Now, the bidding does close on Monday. So if you're not ready to bid tonight for whatever reason, or you have another friend that maybe would like to get in on some of these items, you can let them know the bidding closes Monday, November 8th at 12 noon. And you will receive notifications if you've been outbid so that you can up your bid to stay competitive and get those items and those baskets that you want. We also have a 50-50 raffle tonight. Those are $25 each. They're super popular, so be sure to buy your tickets right now. You can click on that. That winner is going to be drawn at the end of the program tonight. We're going to spin a wheel with everyone's name at the end of the program, and you'll be able to see us draw that random winner for the 50-50. As Chad mentioned, we also have some family stories tonight. The Wittenberg and Bailey families are going to share their stories about the house and the care that they received in coming to the Ronald McDonald House. And of course, the reason that we host the Heartwarming Party every year is our Fund a Family Drive. And that's where we talk to you a lot about how much money it takes to care for families during their stay, and we hope that we can raise $75,000 for the house tonight. I know it's a big goal in a virtual year, but I'm very confident we can do it. Let's hear from our board president right now, Matt Simpson.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to our virtual Heartwarming Party for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Northwest Ohio. My name is Matt Simpson. I am the chair of the board of directors here at the house, and very excited that you've joined us this evening to help celebrate the year that we've had and to move forward onto the future. I wanted to come to everybody tonight and just mention that with things the way they've been for the last 18 months, we're no different here at the Ronald McDonald House. It's been a challenge. We've come through this as strong as we possibly can, but we still are looking for your help this evening. I think that this 28-room home is a home away from home for our guests, and it's very important for us to keep the funding going so that we can offer this, as well as many of our projects that we're working on here at the house as well. We've got our Caremobile, we've got our hospitality room across the street at the hospital, and all these things along with running this house cost a lot of money, and we are looking for you guys to help us. On behalf of the board of directors, I'd like to thank everybody for attending and supporting this great cause that we all believe in with our hearts. Thank you and have a good evening.
And Matt has been a wonderful support over the many years of his involvement here at the Ronald McDonald House. We certainly appreciate him and everything he does, especially with Lazy Boy and just being a board member and now the president. So thank you so much, Matt. And Chad's got a video announcement now.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for participating in this year's Heartwarming. If you can believe it, this is our 13th annual Heartwarming. Thank you for the support today. Thank you for support in the past. To date, we've raised over $1.2 million because of Heartwarming, and the impact that that's had over our families is really insurmountable, and it really does come down to you and your ability to participate and support RMHC, so thank you very much. In addition to that, I want to talk just a little bit today about the mission. So the mission here at Ronald McDonald House is an important one, and then one that's been in our community here in Northwest Ohio since 1982. And we're most known for our Ronald McDonald House program, which is where families come to Toledo and have a place to stay while their kids are getting medical care. And because of the support that we talked about that you provide, it's really provided that place free of charge for families since 1982. We're very proud of that program, but we really have taken a deeper dive look into our mission statement, understanding that what we're really truly all about is access to health care and making sure that those families have a place to come and stay. So as we move through today and into the future, we realize that access to healthcare has really changed since 1982. And some of our programs, including our hospitality suite, including our soon to be coming to Toledo Caremobile, Ronald McDonald Caremobile, is going to deliver that access to healthcare right where people are. So we'll continue to do the great work we do right here inside of the Ronald McDonald House, but we're going to expand on that and look for ways that we can deliver our mission or the access to healthcare component of our mission into communities right where you're at. The best way for us to instill our mission statement, though, is to stay very, very true to our core values. And our core values, the first one being lead with compassion. And what that means to us is, what is the influence that we have on our team, on our community, and how do we do that with as much compassion as we possibly can? Our second core value is focusing on the critical needs of children and families. And just like I spoke about earlier with the Ronald McDonald House Core Program, Ronald McDonald Caremobile, and additional programming as we reach out into communities, we're always going to remain focused on what do those children and families need as part of their quality health care journey. We're also going to focus directly on celebrating diversity. And we look at diversity from backgrounds, we look at diversity from thought, we look at diversity from how our programs interact with the community. So celebration of diversity will continue to be one of our frontline core values. In addition to that, we really do value our heritage. We understand that we come from a place of folks that worked really, really hard locally and globally to instill this mission inside of this community. And we will always pay great tribute to the heritage that we come from and use that heritage as really a springboard into the future as we continue to innovate. And then last but certainly not least, we come from a place of accountability and transparency. We're an organization that focuses from a core value perspective on how transparent and how accountable we are to the needs and expectations that our community has of us, that our families have of us, that our donors have of us. So we'll remain committed to those core values in our delivery of this mission as we move forward. We're going to continue to be innovative, we're going to continue to be creative, but we're going to stay committed to providing that quality health care to the children and the families that need it most. On behalf of the hundreds of families that we see each and every year, including the year to come, we say thank you for your ongoing support of not only a heartwarming party, but your support of RMHC throughout the year. Thank you.
It's so great, Chad, to see all of the growth there at the house. I should say outside of the house too, because you guys really are meeting families and children where they are and where the need is. And so again, congratulations to the board of directors on all those great moves. Let's take a look right now at the auction items, and we're looking at some of the bids that we have in right now. You can also text Give 100 to 76278 to donate right now, and don't forget to purchase those 50/50 tickets. We also have a link in the chat box where you can get to the auction items. Let's talk about some more packages right now. We have package number 108 and 110. Those are two really cool beer baskets. 108 has craft beers and 110 has craft beer favorites and some growlers. So those are 108 and 110. Number 113 is exciting. It's a night out on the town, dinner for two at the Chop House here in downtown Toledo. And we're throwing in a car service for up to 3 hours. You can have some wine at dinner without having to worry about how you're going to get home. So that is package number 113, the taste of the town. And then package 115, who doesn't need this as we're coming up on a winter time right now, a full car detail from Vin Devers Auto House of Sylvania. That's package number 115. And number 116 is for the wine lovers. It is a wine package with an assortment of different wines. And then we also still have those ones that I went over earlier, a daycation on the island, the golf package, the Yeti cooler. So those are really great too. You can call 419-471-4663 if you have any questions about what you see tonight, if you're having any difficulties getting connected, or if you have any donations that you want us to process for you. And we'll talk a little bit in a few minutes about why those donations are so needed this year. And now we're going to touch base with Chad again, who's going to give us a tour of the house.
Well, hi there and welcome to the Ronald McDonald House, the core program for the Ronald McDonald House Charities right here in Northwest Ohio, serving Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. We're excited that you're here with us tonight. We're excited to get an opportunity to give you a tour of the Ronald McDonald House tonight here at Heartwarming. This is a great space to be able to show you today. And this is one of our guest rooms. This is one of 28 guest rooms that we have here at the Ronald McDonald House, welcoming guests from all over nearby communities and all over the globe that come here to Toledo to access great medical care here in Toledo, Ohio. As you can see, because of the partners that we have Lazy Boy furniture in here, which includes a pull-out couch in case extended family is here, recliners for people to be able to sit and relax, watch TV, etc. Our beds are from Tempur-Pedic, donated here to the Ronald McDonald House. We're extremely grateful for their contributions as well. But donors all come together in spaces like this and make people feel at home for as long as they need. This space here is one that welcomes families on each floor. So we have 2 of these day rooms, mini family rooms really. So if the family's looking for maybe a quiet space that's not downstairs, a little place for the kids to play, or as you can see behind me, a computer access. So sometimes communicating back with work or with family and using social media is a need that the families have. This space is entirely designed for that purpose. So this is a great space that our families enjoy. This is one of 2 laundry facilities that we have in here for our guests to use. And the linens that you see behind me here are a generous donation from our partners at ProMedica. They take care of our linens for us on a daily basis, make sure that the things that we need here, from sheets and blankets to towels and wash rags, are here and available for our families. One of our favorite things when we were able to build this new space was to have an outdoor play space like the one here behind me. We see kids and families enjoying this when great days like today are here. And we thank the community for this, because we had over 250 volunteers that helped us build this in one day when we were under construction of the new Ronald McDonald House. We thank our partners over at Dr. Pepper and Snapple for their generous donation to make this happen. But again, thank you so much for the support and helping us build this great space for kids and families to relax and unwind. Welcome to the Ronald McDonald House Hospitality Suite right here in Toledo Children's Hospital. You can see behind me that about 3 years ago we opened up a space to address access to healthcare, much like we're trying to really instill in our mission and understanding where we can go meet families right where they are. So this was an opportunity for us to get in front of families, reconnect with families that maybe are guests at the house, but additionally be able to reach out to more guests or potential guests or families that are in the hospital here with sick kids and need just a little help. And this was an opportunity for us to provide some snacks and some resources, but also educate folks about what the Ronald McDonald House is all about, and maybe if they want to be a guest, helping with that process. So this has been a great addition to our program outreach, and we look forward to many, many more years connecting with families right here.
Thanks so much for that great tour, Chad. And it's really nice to see what's going on inside the hospital, because families can't always get to the house. So to be able to have that continued care inside the hospital is an amazing resource for them as well. Just want to let you know right now our 50/50 is up to $2,025 right now. So you'll definitely want to get in on that. We're going to announce the winner at the end of tonight. And the tickets for that are $25. So that's as much as you would pay for like a mystery box if we were in person this year, which hopefully we will be next year. So that announcement just made that. And be sure to share the link for others. And you can still get in on the silent auction through Monday the 8th at noon as well for those silent auction items that we just went over. The Ronald McDonald House would not be able to operate without the amazing volunteers. There are so many volunteers who give generously of their time, from the people who help check in families, again, as I said, when they come to the house unexpectedly, to those who are helping to clean the house or decorate it here soon for the holidays, prepare meals. We've got volunteers who come in and prepare meals, even go out into the community and collect those donations of food that we use for the house. So we really, really appreciate the volunteers. We're going to hear from a couple of them tonight, Jackie Rome and Mike Grames.
Well, several years ago, several years ago. My nephew had cancer. He unfortunately died, but he was placed in the Ronald McDonald House in Cleveland. And I went up there with my sister-in-law because she was by herself at the time. And I stayed with her for like 2 weeks. And they provided meals every day. I mean, they were very, very courteous. Whenever they saw you, they had a kind word for you. We didn't have to worry about transportation to and from the Cleveland Clinic. They provided that. It was an amazing experience. And I told my sister-in-law at the time, when I retire, because everybody seemed to have been retired, I'm going to do that. Because that's a wonderful thing to do, give back like that. I love helping people. I enjoy making coffee, because I realized that, been in the hospital all night long, you need a cup of coffee, a good cup of coffee, okay? So I enjoy doing that. I just enjoy making them feel comfortable and answering questions and supplying their needs, because as I realized when I was there, I didn't have anything to worry about. So if they need a ride, we can call transportation, and if they need anything at all, then we're here to able to answer the question or provide them with whatever they need. That's my favorite part.
I just think it's really important to give back to the community. I've volunteered somewhere ever since I retired. Been here 4 years as of last month. I get to do what I like to do. I get to bake stuff for the families that are staying here. The people really seem to like. I make cheesecake brownies. That's a favorite, and almond joy cookies are a favorite. I just really enjoy everything here. The staff, the other volunteers, everybody's just really kind, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much to Jackie and Mike for participating in those videos, and of course for volunteering there at the house. Also, this is about the families who need this care and who count on us for this care in those difficult times in their lives, as I mentioned, that are oftentimes unexpected. The Bailey family stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in 2021, this year, when their daughter Bridget was in an accident. So let's hear about their journey.
On March 28th, I was in a bad ATV accident where I happened to have to walk about 1/4 of a mile to find help so that I can get called 911 to get to an ambulance. And I got transferred out to the Wood County Hospital in Bowling Green, as well as then they couldn't treat me there for how much trauma I've experienced. So they sent me to the ProMedica Toledo Hospital.
So then Bridget was in the ICU for almost a week, and then spent 6 more weeks in the Toledo Hospital. So on day 3 of me being there, one of the workers at the Toledo Hospital asked if we needed a place to stay because she knew I was from out of state. So the Ronald McDonald House was a huge blessing to us because being out of state, we didn't have family in the area. Basically, I had packed a suitcase thinking I was going to be in Ohio for a few days and ended up being there for a long time. So the house was a great, it was an honor to be able to stay there truly. The staff members were amazing every single day. The fact that I could come in and obviously I was there, it was a very upsetting time. I would come in at 1 a.m. and always whoever was working the overnight shift, made it a point to stop and ask me how I was doing, how Bridget was doing, if I needed anything. So they were always so warm and gracious. And then, I was there in April. So one of the first things that happened that just kind of blew me away was the morning that I woke up on Easter Sunday, and at my door was a beautiful Easter basket. And then on Mother's Day, I got a little bag too of some nail polish and just a nice Mother's Day wish. And those two things just so unexpected and wonderful. I think it was really great just to be able to be so close to Bridget, to be right there on campus. That was just a really big gift, I think, to us to be able. She was in a lot of pain a lot of times, so she was able to just call me over in an instant, and that was wonderful.
Well, we always appreciate when get to hear from our families, and we love when successful transitions home and being able to, in this case, virtually have a conversation. So that is fantastic. What we're looking at here is our Fill the Heart campaign. And if you've been here before, you know this is a really, really important part of our mission. It's important to realize, and it's something that whenever I talk to groups in the community, et cetera, that I like to make sure that we point out, and that the Ronald McDonald House is funded by only one thing, and that is donations from the community. And we've been here for just about 39 years. We have our anniversary coming up. And for us to think about the fact that we've been able to provide opportunities for families to stay close to their children and all of that time, and to do it just on donations from the community and your generosity is really quite humbling. So when you think about donating towards this campaign, what I'd like you to think about is the families. Obviously our cost is more than that, but our families are asked if they want to donate. If they make that donation, they're donating to the next family. They're paying it forward to somebody else. And that's important for us to know, because we want those families to be focused on one thing. That is their child getting better and getting to go back home. So we have a lot of folks that participate in this and do things throughout the year as well that really help offset that fee, or that cost, I should say. And what the families, if they do consider a donation, we ask them to consider a $10 a night donation. So that's what we're here to do tonight, is just to ask you to consider to offset those costs for the family. So, starting at the first level, if you think about it, if you could consider supporting a family or supporting a night stay for a year at $3,650, that offsets, like I said, 365 days of a family that just doesn't have to worry about anything else. So if that's something that you could do, we would love and be honored for you to consider a gift such as $36.50. And I will point out too that we have seen Hal and Diana Hawk at Crown Battery. They've already given more than 6,000. I say 6,000 because I know they're still in there bidding and doing some other things. So Hal and Di have just done incredible things for us. So thank you very much. But they've given at that level. So thank you for that gift. We do have Dr. Emmett Boyle, Patty Boyle, have donated the $36.50, as they tend to do every year. We thank you so much for getting involved. Patty, being a former board member, you see a lot of that where our staff and our board and our committee members step up, come in tonight and participate. But Patty and Emmett, thank you very much. We appreciate your ongoing support. $36.50 is something that you can do. I highly encourage you to think about that. $18.25, which is 6 months, or $10 a night for 6 months. We have a couple of folks that have given it at that level. I will specifically name Mary Kanaki, who again is a former board member. Mary has given over $2,000, and I know she's still active in a lot of the things that are going on tonight. So if you could join Mary and consider a gift of $1,825 or more, we would love and be honored for that gift as well. As we kind of move down the consideration chart here, $1,000 or more. We've had several folks already give at the $1,000 level. Thank you very much. These are going to be coming in. I would love for you to join folks like Venice Michael. Venice Michael, who is one of our founders, actually. Venice and her husband Don own several McDonald's, and were involved when the house opened up back in 1982. So Venice, thank you very much for your ongoing support, but for giving at this level as well. Mike and Kelly Hart, I know you guys are out there. Thank you guys so much for supporting at this level as well. We've had several actually anonymous donors that have given at this level as well. So we certainly appreciate that. Larry Ball, I see, has come through. Larry, again, another McDonald's owner operator, longtime supporter of RMHC. Larry, thank you so much for coming in tonight and for your generous donation. So if you'd like to join this group, I would certainly encourage you. It's very simple right here inside of this platform tonight. We'll keep this heart moving for quite some time, but we certainly wanted to kind of point out some of these levels. We do have some donors too. Karen and Scott Stegall, I know they're out there. Karen's a current board member. We appreciate her support. But Karen and Scott both do a lot of things here for RMHC, continue to do that. We have lots of other folks that have an anonymous amount or anonymous in name, but we certainly appreciate you guys continuing to step up for us. But $500 or more, which again is 50 nights. A lot of folks again have given at this level this year and in the past. You can see the scrolling list that's right here in front of us of the folks that are making gifts in real time. Thank you very much. We'd like to see this $8,600 total that you see will continue to grow as we continue to get those donations received, processed, and put in here. So we encourage you to consider a gift. It would be our honor. I see Karen Rye on there. Karen, again, a board member, getting involved. Thank you so much. But again, everyone being highlighted here, we appreciate you. Gifts at any level, not only accepted, but appreciated. And again, it goes 100% towards this Ronald McDonald House here in Toledo. And our actions, our ability to interact with families really does come down to gifts from folks just like you.
American bombers.
Thanks so much, Chad, for going over all of those levels for us and explaining how much it costs to fund the families and keep that house going and keep everyone fed. And thank you so much to everyone who has donated at any level, as Chad said tonight. Reminder, we do still have the silent auction going on right now. That's going to be going on through Monday the 8th at noon, so you can get in on that. We have about a dozen packages so far or tonight that are really great. We've got, just to highlight a few, a craft beer package, car detailing, a night out on the town, a wine package, Trader Joe's basket, an island life package for when the weather gets a little bit warmer. And we also have the 50-50 raffle, which at last check was at $2,025, and we'll be announcing the winner of that and drawing the winner at the end of our program tonight. I want to bring Chad back in to talk about kind of the challenging year that we've had ever since COVID began. I know 2020 was actually pretty successful, Chad, but it was really this year that's been more difficult with donations. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thanks for bringing that point. And certainly 2020 was a challenge. And as you remember, last year we did this event. I was sitting in a chair just like I am right now, but the house was much more quiet, right? There just wasn't a lot of activities. We didn't have any volunteers in the house. Even occupancy within the hospital, within the house declined. We've seen that not be the case so much in 2021. We've seen a lot more families, a lot more activity. You're probably even picking up on some of the great sounds here in the house with kids in the playroom, etc. So we're super excited about that. But we are still working with small groups of volunteers. We're not to full capacity in what we can do there. We are still requiring masks. We're matching really what the hospitals are doing, where, in clinical sites, the masks are something that we've enforced, and we've done a great job with. One of the things, too, that we probably talked a little bit about last year was this gift from the Toledo area of this new house really was a gift for us over the last couple of years, because we went from 8,000 square feet to 38,000 square feet and gave us a lot more space to social distance and keep those things. And our staff here, our family services managers, our family services staff, did such an incredible job of just keeping people safe, keeping the areas clean, keeping the social distancing. So we've really done an incredible job through the COVID as far as keeping people safe. We have not had outbreaks here or anything like that. We were able to maintain open throughout entire 2020 and to 2021 both. So we're super, super proud of our family services folks and everything that they've done to make that happen. But as you talked about, we've seen we still feel very blessed for the donations that we get. And we've still had a pretty strong year from a donations perspective, but we have seen, businesses maybe that were able to give in 2020 have maybe not necessarily been able to this year in the same way, but we've really noticed it through our groups coming in to cook and things like that. And we've had some incredible donors that have stepped up and and offset some of the cost of not having those groups here to cook. But it still kind of leaves us in a little bit. This is probably one of the years that we spent the most in our grocery bill, just because we haven't necessarily had those groups and those opportunities. So that's kind of a year in summary, I guess.
Yeah, and also the pantry partners, I know some of the businesses, because maybe they've been working virtually, they have not had those opportunities to collect the food donations as a group that maybe they did when they were working in person together and not so much from home. I do know my kids' school, we launched that program many years ago, and I do know they're actively doing that right now. They call it Breakfast Buddies. So I was happy to see that out on the sign at the school. But as far as businesses go, I assume that's also been a challenge too in getting those pantry partner donations.
Pantry Partners is a great example, and that's where literally our Wendy, our director of program services, she reaches out to folks and kind of lets them know where are we a little bit lacking in our pantry. And to your point, a lot of folks that maybe are working virtually and they're not having 30 or 40 people in their office, everybody bringing in items on that wish list is maybe just a little bit more challenging than it's been. So that has certainly contributed to us purchasing a lot more of those things on our own. But having that support in different ways. We're watching, some churches. We just had a great donation from a church today that came in from Haskins. So we love those opportunities for them to come in and donate those things. But we ask people to get a little creative and maybe how those drives happen and or how we can support Ronald McDonald House in a little different way than maybe you did in the past.
And also, unfortunately, one of the really fun events, Cork and Pork, was canceled this year, which is a big fundraiser too.
It is, and it's just so much fun. And typically June of every year, we go out to Back 40, and Nick Fancy out there has just done an incredible job for us since the beginning of that event. That event is just, like I said, it's kind of the kickoff summer, and it's a group of people that like to just come and support us and have a lot of fun. We've got music. This year we weren't able to pull that off. We were actually going to move it from Back 40 to the venue downtown just because it had outgrown that space. Nick was still going to be involved to do all the food, which we're super appreciative of him and his team. They do an incredible job. But because of where we were at with COVID restrictions at that time, we did have to unfortunately cancel that event. And again, we're 100% reliant on donations. So things like that, when they don't happen, is something we've got to navigate and figure out.
All right, Chad, thanks so much. Do want to remind you, we've got that 50-50 out there. You're looking at more than $2,000 right now if you get in on that. And we're going to have a winner in about 20 minutes or so when our program wraps up here tonight. So definitely get in on that 50-50. And I'm going to be going over some other great packages you can win tonight for our silent auction that's going to go until Monday afternoon. But right now, I want to introduce you to another family who's been impacted by the care and the generosity at the house. This is Ashley Wittenberg, and she's staying at the house with her daughter, Olivia, who's actually fighting a pretty big battle.
The social worker at Toledo Hospital was the one that informed me that we could stay here. The staff here is so wonderful. They just make you feel so comfortable and at home. We've been going through a lot here, and honestly, everybody, there's even a lady here that if it wasn't for her, Olivia wouldn't have clothes. She gave us clothes from her daughter to give to us, and that meant a lot to us. In April, Olivia wasn't feeling good. I noticed that she wasn't eating. Her skin looked really pale. She was rapidly losing weight. So I took her to the emergency room, and they told me that she was constipated. About a week goes by, and it just feels like it's getting worse. She was not herself at all. She was sleeping most of the time, didn't even want to get out of bed. So I took her to the hospital again, and we did another x-ray, and they said she was fine. So I called my dad, and I was like, I don't think that Livy is okay. And I wanted to bring her here because we're originally from Toledo and her doctors are here, and I just felt like I would get more answers. Within 5 minutes at Toledo Hospital, we took an x-ray and they told me it was cancer. And I didn't believe them. I mean, she's 2. But they've been nothing but great help since we found out. Her doctors up there are amazing. I don't know what I would do without Toledo Hospital, because if I would have waited any longer, I don't know what would have happened to her.
Well, we, again, as said before, we appreciate the families and their sharing stories, and we love that they're here and that there's things that we're able to do to support and provide that hope that she's speaking about. We do still have the Fund a Family Heart, Fill the Heart happening as we speak. Our average length of stay here for our families is 11 days. So, thinking about the impact that those 11 days or 3 months or 12 months or however long it might be, and what that can do to a family if something like the Ronald McDonald House isn't here to help support that. So your donations help us provide that home away from home for those folks, and it's critically important to our mission that we're able to offset those costs for those families and provide something that they just don't have to worry about. If they're going to be here 11 days, if they're going to be here 3 months, that they don't have to worry about where am I going to stay, where am I going to eat, how am I going to get back and forth to the hospital, et cetera. Taking all of that worry off is such an incredible opportunity for us, and we can't do it without you. We literally cannot do the mission work that we do without the support of this community. An event like Heartwarming and the things that we're able to pull together because of your support. So thank you so much for that. Any and all donations are not only appreciated by us, but our families are truly blown away when they find out that their stay has been taken care of by somebody just like you.
All right, Chad, thanks so much for that reminder on the Fill the Heart campaign. We only have just a handful of minutes left to get your 50/50 raffle tickets. I know we are well above $2,000 for the big reward for that, as well as the amount raised. And we're going to talk about some other big packages I promise you to go over. We have several that we've gone over, including the wine and the Put-in-Bay day, the car detailing, the beer baskets, the Trader Joe's, the Yeti cooler. Those are all out there, but we're going to be announcing another one. This is item number 112. It is an Apple a day, AirPods, and a MacBook Air. That's item number 112. Item number 114, this one's pretty exciting, especially with the holidays coming up. A Chicago shopping spree, 2-night stay, $1,000 shopping spree to Saks Fifth Avenue, and daily breakfast for 2. That's pretty exciting, and that includes 2 Southwest airline tickets as well, good for anywhere in the continental U.S. And right now, we are at $3,000, the lowest bid on that one. And also item number 117, a Lazy Boy gift certificate. That one's worth $599. And right now, that one is at $400. The Yeti cooler's at $400. If you want to take a look back at the golf package, that one's at $600 right now. That daycation was only around $200. So if you can get in on a great deal, then I would definitely do it, especially that Chicago one is at a really good price right now. And again, this goes through Monday at noon as well. So you can forward that link to your friends if they would like to bid. A great opportunity to get them involved in the Ronald McDonald House, educate them on what we do at the house and the importance of those donations to help families like we just saw who are experiencing, Ashley, who's experiencing some very tough times right now. Remember to keep bidding on those auction items. If you prefer to donate via check, you can send your donation to an address that we've been putting up here toward the bottom of your screen throughout tonight. There is a P.O. box where you can send those donations right to the Ronald McDonald House in Toledo. There it is right there on your screen. And I do hear right now that our 50/50 is at $2,200. So that's grown just a bit as we've been talking about that tonight. You can also text to give, and I know that's probably sometimes the easiest thing. Give 100 is what you want to text to 76278. That'll get you get a $100 donation in right to the house. So Chad, I understand you have some big announcements.
Well, yes, Melissa, it seems like we've always got something here that we need to talk about. And a lot of that just comes from Toledo is just really doing some great things. And I know from a medical community, Northwest Ohio is just doing some great things. We're very grateful for our partners. And then we're just here to support that, right? We're here to make sure that those families have access to health care as they in whatever form that may be. So we talked a little bit today about the fact that we're in 2022, during the summer, maybe late summer, we will be launching what's called a CareMobile. And I know we've made a couple of mentions about it today, but it's really a big deal. And this is going to be in partnership with the University of Toledo Medical Center, or I'm sorry, the University of Toledo Nursing School, and with ProMedica, Toledo Children's Hospital. And what's really going to be is a doctor's office on wheels. It's going to travel throughout Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, and meet people right where they are. And we're going to deal mostly with the infant mortality issue. And a lot of people that are watching are well aware of this, that in Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, we have an infant mortality problem. And we ask ourselves all the time of, if that's part of that problem is access to healthcare, then where are we? And the CareMobile is going to help us get down that road. Now, again, we're not the clinical folks, just like we're not here, the clinical folks here at the house. We're just that access point. So we're super excited for that program to get off the ground and moving. A lot of momentum, a lot of excitement, and for all three organizations on what that's going to look like. But it's really going to fold in nicely in 2022 for us, because 2022, December 9th, 2022 is our 40th anniversary. So you're going to see Ronald McDonald House Charities celebrating. You heard me talk in the speech about one of our core values being value our heritage. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about where we come from in that springboard that really got us started. But in addition to that, mission forward, right? What do we need to do? What does access to healthcare look like in 2021, 2022, and beyond? And how is Ronald McDonald House Charities going to move into that role aggressively so that the community can be not only proud of the work that we're doing, but it really meet people again right where they are and with the things that they need. So we're super excited about the CareMobile. We're super excited about our 40th, although I don't want to get ahead of myself. December 9th, 2021 is our 39th anniversary. And we're super excited for that day because we're having a board retreat where we're launching our new strategic plan, which is going to address a lot of this access to healthcare things that we're talking about. I'm excited to share that with our staff and our board, with the community shortly following that. But then we'll launch right into our 40th anniversary, which we may have some things changing with Heartwarming as a result because of that timeline. So not a lot more I could say about that quite yet, Melissa, but I think everybody that's out there watching this should be excited about what's coming in 2022.
Yeah, those are some big announcements. I want to talk to you about this CareMobile. Is this something that you've seen other Ronald McDonald houses do successfully, or where did you guys come up with this idea, and what exactly is that going to look like?
You know, from our perspective, starting with your first question, there are other Ronald McDonald CareMobiles in the world. There's 50 of them in the world. There's about 33 of them, I believe, in the United States right now. And we didn't necessarily go there first, say, hey, these things exist, let's do it. It was almost the opposite for us, where we really started to challenge our mission and saying, if we're about access to healthcare, what does that mean today in today's world? And it really means meeting people where they are, at least, for the most part. So how do we help in that? Well, then we also realized that things like CareMobile and mobile units, there's other hospitals and there's other folks that operate those. But what we've learned that really interested us was the brand trust around not only Ronald McDonald House Charities, but even McDonald's as we go into communities, and people seeing our name on the side and our great photos on the side of this thing is really going to help create some brand trust and help people engage and find that medical care that they need. And then our job isn't that we don't want this to be a clinical care site. It won't be a clinical care site. What it's going to be is something that's going to help these families and these children connect to a bigger picture, right? And connect to the healthcare that they need long term. But we just want to be that conduit that helps those already existing community health centers. How do we enhance what it is that they're already doing? And we're super excited about the conversations we're already having in those communities around how this is going to support what they're doing.
I think that's really exciting, and maybe you saw me jotting down some notes because I'm going to want to talk to you later for a story. We want to get that out there that you guys are doing that, so that's awesome, and as well as the 40th anniversary as well. These packages are looking really great, and I want to talk about that in a minute, but there's also something fun going on at UT, right, with the men's and women's basketball programs, and I know you guys do stuff with the Mud Hens as well, but this is going to be another, they sometimes do the teddy bear toss, I think, with the walleye, but you guys are going to be doing this with UT basketball, is that right?
That's exactly right. I think it's a neat opportunity for us. We feel very fortunate that the UT Athletics has picked us to work with, but it is exactly that. There's a teddy bear toss, dates, information coming on our website very soon. As we work through those details with UT, but these are going to be really fun, and it's going to be a great way for obviously some stuffed animals, some teddy bears to make their way to some of the kiddos that are right here and make a difference in their lives for sure. But it's also just a good opportunity for us to engage with UT and their students and their student athletes, et cetera. So we couldn't be more thrilled about the opportunity that we have with that. We're looking forward to 2 games that we're going to be involved with. Again, I'm not quite ready to announce those yet, but they will be on our website very soon.
All right. I'll be hounding you for that too.
That's right. That's great.
Okay. I think we are ready to pick our 50-50 winner for tonight, Chad. So we are going to spin the wheel. That's going to ensure that everyone who bought a ticket here virtually will have a random chance to win the 50-50. The winner is going to be taking home $1,150 tonight. So let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Jeffrey Miller. Congratulations, Jeffrey. You win $1,150 from our 50-50 tonight. And thanks so much for your donation and for supporting us here at the Ronald McDonald House. Again, I'd like to thank the families tonight who share their stories, the families who continue to receive care at the Ronald McDonald House, all of the volunteers. There are so many volunteers, even the few paid employees that are there at the house. Chad for always pushing us forward, and the board of directors as well. Really excited about this Care Mobile, the 40th anniversary, and everything that's coming up exciting in the next year. Stay tuned for our next Heartwarming party date. That's going to be pushed back due to the 40th anniversary, so we'll keep in touch with you guys on that. And again, thank you for coming. Thank you for your donations. Remember to share that link for the silent auction. That's going to be going on through Monday the 8th at noon. Encourage people to get back out there and volunteer and collect those food donations with Pantry Partners. It's really easy. I started it in my kids' school, and it's been going on all these years later. They have a fun theme, breakfast buddies, so they collect breakfast items for the house, but you can do soup collections or you can do boxed item collections, whatever it is that you guys want to do. It really, really helps. And don't forget those pop tabs and can tabs as well. Those continue to help us fund food for the house. And as we pull out of COVID, call the house and see if there's an opportunity to maybe volunteer by cooking meals or baking. Anyone who's been sick or in the hospital, home from the hospital, or anything like that knows that sometimes the kindest thing that someone can do for you is just make a meal. And that is a great thing to do, to get inside the house if you can. Again, I know there's some COVID restrictions, but just call the house and see if you can volunteer in that way and get more involved as well. You can always donate at our website. And that is going to also take you to the link provided that we have for this evening. That's another way that you can make a donation. Thank you so much for joining us tonight virtually. Again, in 2023, we would love to be together. I don't see any reason why that won't be happening. But thank you so much for continuing to support the Ronald McDonald House. Good night.